Hello, my name is Teacher Feli. I teach for VIPKID. So I am an ESL teacher. I teach English to children in China, and I do it online, so remote from my home. If this sounds slightly appealing to you, let me talk a little bit more about it. So the way it works is you can apply through the link I'm going to provide below this video. If you have your bachelor's degree in any subject, mind you, it doesn't have to be in teaching, and you don't have to have your teaching certificate. You just have to have some prior experience with children. So whether it be you were a nanny, a teacher, a mother, those sort of things. I was a nanny and a teacher prior, but you don't have to be. I just actually got someone hired by mentoring her through the whole process. She did great. She asked me questions. We did a whole practice mock thing, and so she was not a teacher beforehand. So here's how it works. You apply through the link below. You reach out and you let me know, hey, I applied, got any tips and tricks? I also can see you in my queue, and I'll send you an email anyway to give you a couple tips and tricks. I'll also provide you the link to my YouTube channel going over each type of interview, the mock class and the demo interview, and then I'll talk about just different techniques. So you apply with the link, you can email me or just wait for me to email you and give you some tips and tricks of how to pass. It's a little bit extensive of a process, but well worth it. So after that, you apply, then you complete your application, you record an interview, then you have your mock lessons. And then that'll be where another senior teacher will pose as a 5-year-old that you're having to teach. So it'll be a trial kind of lesson, usually 25 minutes. So anyway, it'll be the mock interview, and then the second mock, if you have one, will be, depends if you have just one or two, and the second one will be country and the letter X. Sometimes they'd switch it up, so it just depends, but you have me as a resource. If you use my link, I thank you greatly. Of course, there is a referral bonus. I have been here 2 months, and I've taught almost 200 classes already, so I know what you need to do and kind of the routine, what happens, and students that want to be there and students that don't, and so on. Most 98% of kids really are into it, and they really love learning, so that's a cool thing. It's so different than my prior teaching experience, so that's pretty nice. You teach them English, and they're there to learn English, and it's pretty cool, and the parents are excited about it and everything, so I think you'll enjoy it if you like teaching at all or being around children. You work remote, you work from your home. The hours are 6 p.m. all the way to 12 a.m. and continuing all the way, ending at 7 a.m. So you'll have from 6 p.m. all through the night and 7 a.m. That is because they're opposite hours. So that's how it works. You get to choose your own schedule, sign up for 25-minute increments. They're 30-minute blocks, but teaching is 25 minutes to 28, and you need those 2 minutes to be able to log into your next class on time. If you end at 25, it's pretty cool because you are able to, and I always go over like a minute, but depending on the student and how much feedback I have, you're able to do the little feedback thing you have to do afterwards, just a little note to the parents and a little note to the next teacher. And you can do that in between, so then you don't have to remember how they did, but you can take notes while you're doing it. Anyway, so that answers the hours question. The pay, yes, I have received pay. They pay on time. I got my pay 4 days earlier. I expected it on the 15th, and I got it on the 11th. It went through. So they're very legit. Just because it's a Chinese company, there's nothing to fear. They care very much about their reputation and their conduct and being a legitimate company. And you don't have to be afraid of giving him your basic employment information. So they pay pretty well. It starts out from 17 to 22 an hour, depending on where you're placed, what your skill level is. And there are incentives. So obviously, the better you do anywhere, there's an incentive to, a payment incentive. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired right now. I need to drink my tea, actually. There's an incentive, like most places you work. And when you do better, there's little rewards or something. So if you work 45 classes or over, you get an extra $1 per class. And you get $1 for participation, which is just adding the feedback on time, which is very easy to do. And they even send you reminders in case for some reason you don't do it right after the class. So that's the hours, the pay. There's bonuses for referrals too. It really helps when you invest in the person who's referred, and give them the appropriate information to help them pass through the process. Some people aren't great at YouTube searches, I guess, and maybe they just need a little coaching, or just it's different when you are able to ask questions and bounce ideas off someone in front of you before the interview. So that's really helpful. You book 2 weeks out. You make your availability 2 weeks out, but they usually just book you a week, and then maybe a couple stragglers will book the following week, a couple days. But it's just a week out, basically, but they want you to have several weeks in advance so the parents can see, oh, this is their usual availability. You get repeat students. If you're good and they like you, pretty soon you're just booking consistently with some repeats, and then there's the other people fill in so they can follow you. There's an app, and it's excellent. The teaching platform. You log in, and you can see, so you see me in the screen, well, it's divided into 3. So there's the lesson on the left, and then the student will log in, see that lesson. It's interactive, and so you can teach them on the lesson, go through the slides, they give you the material, and you supplement it or extend it based on the mastery by the student. Then there's a screen to your right when you're looking at your computer screen. There's another screen inside of the application, and it'll be them. The camera's on them. It'll be a video of them live, and then there's a video of you live. And so it's because this whole thing's recording too, so you can play back and review it. But anyway, they're on the top, you're on the bottom, and the lesson's on the left. And so you're able to interact together and learn and teach, and it's actually fabulous. And you can view your schedule, and there's also this thing where you can make last-minute appointments available. So that's the one where the person didn't show up right now. And so you do get paid. If they're last minute, you get paid $2 extra per class. So that's $4 an hour extra in theory, if you booked a lot regularly. Those last minute, within 24-hour bookings. So they can book all the way up to the last hour if you check the box for last minute bookings. I do that just to add on hours, like as I have free time, or I see that, maybe I got scheduled I have 4 classes booked in a row, but I want that extra one, and it's after, not before, because that's scary, because what if you don't check on time or something. But I have 4 booked, and then I'll check the little 24-hour notice, because otherwise they have to be over 24 hours to book you. Could be under up to an hour before if you check the box, and I check it like, oh, I want one more, I'm going to allow them. It's the day before, and usually I get booked. So I booked almost all my slots solid now, which I don't get as many 24-hour ones, but at least I know what my schedule is in advance, and I can plan around that. So obviously you don't, like I said, it ends at 7 a.m., so you don't have class from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. So it's perfect if you have children or another job or whatever. You can do early a.m. So I do typically 4 a.m. to 7, and then I'm doing a couple days at night, a couple hours here and there while they're on summer vacation. But when they're not, obviously they won't be available at my night because it'll be their morning, they'll be in school. So typically, without summer being accounted for, I do 4 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then I do Fridays and Saturdays, like all throughout. So morning, and then from 6 p.m. to like 11 p.m. on one of the days, but I have to get up the next morning at 3:30, so I only do one day late where I don't have to get up early the next, and I start later, or just do the evening. So I do like 20 hours on the weekend, Friday and Saturday, and I take Sunday and Monday off. So that's what I do, because those are where the hours are on Friday and Saturday. And then I can live my life and do the charity and do some other things that I'm involved with that they care a lot about. I have a couple other endeavors, and so it's pretty ideal for me because it gives me my base income. So, 20 hours on those 2 days, and then, 10 hours or 12 hours or whatever I get booked. So that's perfect. I'm trying to think, just because I have class in 8 minutes, I'm trying to get through this really quick, but so I have my screen. I can see if they're showing up. So you do have this be available 15 minutes into the trial class, so I've gone over that anyway. Okay, so I had to log out of the class, and I have a couple minutes until my next class, and I had to log back in, so I'm just kind of recording this and letting this play in the classroom. So the classroom's recorded. I want to make sure I haven't left anything out, because I get a lot of questions. So about pay, about schedule, about, what availability there is as an option. If you're East Coast, then you're waking up 3 hours, it's 3 hours later your time. So instead of starting class at 4, which is the peak times, so I guess I didn't go over that. There's peak times and then there's not. So peak times, the peak times are from 4 a.m. to 7. So technically, if you're 3 hours ahead, you're 7 to 10. That is so perfect, but not if you want to be done before your kids get up or you want to be done before another job. But if you're working remote, like I do, and I do my own things to earn income, then, maybe you want to be up a little later, I don't know, and start work at a normal time. I mean, 7 to 10 is, like, pretty cool. But then you'd be working way late into the night if you do nights. I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up. Anyway, that's the main beats. Sign up with my link below. I really appreciate you using my link, and I'm here to help you. I will mentor you the whole way. I just finished mentoring a girl, like I mentioned, and she got hired. It was really cool. So, do that. And I'm here for you, and I'll answer questions. I typically answer on YouTube every couple days, and there's a lot of questions, usually not just from people who I referred, but other people refer them, and maybe they don't get an answer back or something. So I do respond whether or not you use my link, but it's greatly appreciated. It's a win-win, and it just adds on to everything. So thank you for watching. Feel free to reach out and ask any questions. Use my link below. Subscribe to my channel if you want to, Skeptic Runner 7 on YouTube, or Teacher Feli on Facebook. And yeah, that's about it. So I hope I covered all the main questions that I keep getting asked, but what's this VIPKID teaching about? What's ESL teaching about? There you go. There you have it. Have a great weekend. Bye.